Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Antonette.
We are your hosts for Take a Beat with KMFA.
Join us as we go behind the scenes with Austin's new music ensembles.
We'll be attending their rehearsals and talking to them more about their musical process.
Relax. Take a beat.
I'm Chris. I mostly play vibraphone in the group.
I'm Sean. I mostly play the drum set.
I'm Taylor. Play a lot of synthesizer and some drum set as well.
My name's Andrew, and I primarily play marimba and synthesizer.
We are the Kraken Quartet.
You said you met at music school together, so obviously you were very immersed in the classical music scene there. Could you talk a little bit about how that influences what you do on a daily basis now?
For sure, we all were classically trained in terms of how to play chamber music, how to cue and conduct each other, play music together, and not just that, but really how to use our ears
Sure.
and really critically listen to each other. You know, I think we also all grew up listening to lots of different pop and rock music and hip hop and weird experimental things and stuff like that. And I think at some point we decided we wanted to just mash everything together. But definitely the way that we rehearse is, you know, we use every tool in the toolbox that we've ever gotten
Sure.
from music school. Definitely
Yeah.
to kind of learn how to play music together.
Cool.
For sure. Yeah.
This is something I feel like I was really fascinated about when I was looking into a bit of your background. On your latest album, the cover art, there's an image of the 4 silhouettes with a color. It's orange, blue, green, purple, and I feel like that's a theme that runs throughout. What do each of those colors represent for you guys?
Our very first show that we ever did, we played a piece written by a friend of ours that was for all of these tiny little children's bells. And they were all brightly colored, and it was actually the colors of those bells. And we used them on that poster for that very first concert, and they just kind of evolved over time, and we've just been using them ever since. And we even still use those instruments in our setup. Sean has them, and Taylor has them kind of scattered around their drums, those colorful little bells.
And each of us picked a color, which makes it even more personal.
Which one?
Purple?
Okay.
I'm orange.
Blue.
I took green.
I'm curious about when you're writing a new song. What is your creative process? Do you have one person who sort of takes the lead and brings the song to the band, or do you all kind of work out things together? How does that work for you?
We started out with sheet music, and very quickly we felt as a band that was very limiting to the amount of creativity that each of us had in a part. So as opposed to someone just handing us a piece of music and saying, hey, this is going to be the part that you play. Then it started becoming more of bringing in an A section and a B section and ideas for a C section or maybe a transition or something. And now that's kind of the way that we work. We have different snippets that we kind of bring in, and anything that we don't necessarily use that was brought in for the same song, we just always keep it in a mental filing cabinet and then just try to sew it together with other ideas that come in. And that's kind of how we have grown to compose. It's just a lot of different ideas that we bring in and workshop together.
How would you guys say that the Austin music community or the classical music community is different from other cities, like say New York?
I think one of the biggest things is it feels, at least for us in the types of spaces we're playing, there's less division between the classical scene and other scenes that are going on.
Okay.
I think a great example are some of those festivals like Fast at Austin, where it's chamber music, it's contemporary chamber music, but it takes place in a brewery. And that's a very different type of vibe than a lot of cities. The kind of definition of classical music in Austin feels a little more broad. And that suits us really well because our interests are broad just like that.
This performance is also part of the Viewfinder Series with the Long Center, and it's described as the latest in sonic and visual exploration. So how how is that going to be incorporated into you guys' performance?
You know, part of, I guess, what we do is try and write whatever music we feel like without a category or a definition of what it is. You know what I mean? And I think in that way it's a little bit of an exploration, you know, whereas certain other things can be defined pretty easily by genres and stuff like that. You know, I think we still make music that we ourselves are not sure what it is, and we're not sure what to call it sometimes, and we're okay with that. So, yeah.